Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER. Everything sci-fi, fantasy, geek culture, and pop culture commentary. I'm Seven, we have Drew, and the one and only Corey. How you guys
Very
doing?
much symmetrical looking, Corey. I always like that setup that you got. You're like right in the center. It's very zen. It's very it's very
That's the vibe he's in. That's the vibe. So, big news. Superman. Everybody saw this movie on the panel, I guess you could say, the panel.
I think we all caught it. I think we've all seen it by now.
I'm wearing my Superman shirt.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So we got at least two people on board. Seven yourself, you saw it?
I'm on board. And I saw it. And I'll let you go first, Drew, because your eyebrows are doing the thing. They're doing the thing.
I'm just remembering everything that I saw, and there was a whole diatribe I had with someone else the other day about it before the show. I'm going to say that on the show.
Right.
But so it's the newest Superman joint that we got. I almost think Corey should start us off since he has the shirt. He should probably herald us in. But
you want me to go? I'll go.
If you want to, yeah.
All right. First off, I'm gonna say decent, but I wouldn't call it a Superman movie. It was more of a Lex Luthor movie because they concentrated on him way too hard. But he made a very good Lex Luthor. What was his name? Nick Holt or something like that.
Yeah, Nick Holt.
Yeah. So for James Gunn to do Man of Steel and then reinvent it kind of had some similarities, but then it also felt brand new. Like it didn't have to go back to the feeling. We all know the beginning story. We all know how Superman came to be. But the fact that spoilers? Are we going for spoilers?
No, let's not.
What? Are you sure? Because it came out a while ago, man. I think we're
week or two in. Okay. A little bit.
I mean, I'll try. We'll try to keep it clean. But if I dip into spoiler territory, I might not feel sorry about it. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
All right. So the message, that being the driving force, I thought that was pretty unique, and there were a lot of plot holes because Lex and what was that girl's name? The engineer. Like they didn't explain any of that, but I thought it was just interesting. Like it's a good ride, but I felt like it could be better. But again, it was a Lex Luthor movie more than a Superman movie.
Interesting.
Okay.
Overall, I would say it's a decent movie. It's kind of what I expected. I try not to have any kind of expectations, but I pretty much felt like, okay, there's nothing crazy in there that wow, look at what they did. So yeah, I'm kind of giving the end first. Overall, people, I would say it's worth watching, but you could see it at home. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a must see, but I would say overall it was a good film. Especially come from DC and they've been bombing a lot. I think this definitely brought up the ante for DC. What's your quick take, Duke?
I would say for this one, someone who's lukewarm is way of like a Superman fan at best. This was of all the takes we've seen of Superman thus far, like Christopher Reeves, Henry Cavill. You could even throw in like the what was it? The live action and animated series that he's been in, because they kind of Gunn does a curious thing where he takes cues from all of them in some ways, and he's integrated them into this very particular, very like not quirky. Well, it is kind of quirky because that's James Gunn's style. It's very much a James Gunn version of Superman, and I don't hate it. I don't hate him. I'm a hard sell when it comes to Superman. I think that it's very easy to mess up a Superman movie. If it's going to be just him being OP for 2 hours and everyone worshiping his nuts, I'm bored. If it's going to be just 2 hours of him, I'm such a god and everyone loves me so much, I don't care about that movie. right? Snyder, when he did Man of Steel, which is to this day, I think, my favorite Superman movie.
Snyder did. I thought James Gunn was a part of that too. My bad.
Okay, yeah, it's like James Gunn, he pivoted from what Snyder did. Snyder made Superman very serious. He made him very much like the God Among Us and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That can work. I like Man of Steel still, even more so than the Donner ones. But this one, it's lighter. It takes elements of the Donner films. It takes elements of the comic books. There's one line in particular I'll grab in a second, to where I'm speculating. This is where he kind of took the production and the sets and the clothing of the characters. He took cues from a particular Superman run that I actually liked. It's one of the only Superman joints. Oh, hey, let me get it. 1 second. Sorry, give me a second. So,
and while you're going to do that, I would say the open-ended parts of the film I thought were brilliant because, to your point, Drew, we have the alternative Superman in another universe. We have people that could come back. One thing I like that was never done in a film was developing Lex Luthor, because to the Boy Scout thing that, Drew, I know you said millions of times you do not like in Superman films, we didn't get a good feeling of what he's up against and the hate he might be up against, because everyone loves him, right? From people.
Oh yeah. So that's Don't let me forget that point.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this was All-Star. I hope you guys can see it. All-Star Superman. This was who did this one? This was Grant Morrison, and the artist was Frank Quitely.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I didn't like the suit initially, right? I didn't like Superman's suit, but if you notice, as I was watching the movie, the way that the characters dress, the way that the world looks, it reminds me of this very kind of distinct, quirky, I guess the word could be, like style that Quitely and Morrison used in this book. And it's one of my favorite Superman stories. So they kind of took that world and framed it into what is very much a James Gunn film, to the point where you have these disparate elements. I like how he just bypasses all the origin stuff. We bypass all the I'm a baby from another world.
Right.
We just go right into 3 years into his career. Right. Metahumans, aliens, all that stuff is already pre-established and exists in the world. To the point where you've got like giant cephalopod aliens that will just attack a city. Superman will be at home just chilling. And the other one, Lois, like, you're not gonna go do that? And like, no, the others got it, because there's other heroes that exist that can take care of it.
Right.
I like that. I like that element. It can just kind of like stop and not be an origin story then. When it came to like the use of all those elements, where you have interdimensional portals, you got alien gremlins that grow to the size of a kaiju, you got the Green Lantern Corps, right? You have all this stuff that's just kind of there and pre-baked in. So now James Gunn can just kind of do his thing. It's a mix of action. It's a mix of comedy. You got some dark stuff in there because the dude literally gets executed in front of Superman in this movie.
Right.
Oh, so yeah, that's like, right. Yeah.
And when it came to, I think, the core thing you said, Corey, it's a Lex Luthor movie. That's a good thing. It's a good thing because it's still a Superman movie, but without Lex Luthor, it's like you need that villain, right? The villain is the hero can only be as cool as the villain will allow him to be. Right? So when you have a well-established Lex Luthor, you then have cool stuff that Superman can do interpersonally as a human versus alien type of thing. You get the good guy versus bad guy. You get the warring ideologies. And without spoiling too much in this joint, by the third act, they do have that kind of debate of, you're an alien, and then Superman finally says the thing that I kind of wish that he would say to Lex. It's like, dude, I was raised here. I'm like as much human as you. I'm in mindset and temperament and feelings and stuff. I have all that stuff, but you're just kind of like stuck on this idea that I'm the threat, that I'm just some looming bad guy, you know? And in doing that and trying to like not be that guy, Lex Luthor becomes a worse creature because of it. That insecurity that he confesses.
And it's so timely too, Drew, because again, so many, not just in America, so many different parts of the world, people are on this, you're an illegal, you're an alien, you're this, you're this, you shouldn't be here, and it's like, it's a theme that people have to deal with in real life right now a lot, where it's like, no, I was born here, I was raised here, I have the values that you have, I'm passionate about the same things that you might be passionate about. So I thought that was pretty cool. And they didn't beat it beat us over the head with that, which I thought was really good too. Same thing with Lex Luthor. Like a lot of times when we have these villains, and I think Drew, back in the day, we spoke about the Anakin character and how he just became whiny and annoying,
entitled and whiny. Yeah,
and Lex Luthor did not. It was like he teetered on it, but then it was like, oh, you're just evil, and then you went, oh, you're a genius. So you had different notes that we were kind of hit with, but just not to the point where it was too much, which I thought was really nice.
And that's what makes Lex, I think, work as a villain. He is all those things. He is a genius. He is all these things. Like, he's successful, but he's also scared. Right. That's at the core of it. There, it's like this fear of the unknown, and when it comes to the whole "you're an immigrant" thing,
right?
That's what many would consider the timeless element, or a timeless element of Superman as a character, because he, by just design, is an immigrant.
Right.
He was a child, and the two guys, Joel Shuster and the other guy that created Superman, they were immigrants.
Right.
So there's like kind of that poignant thing that you can kind of just use in Superman lore that doesn't really go away.
Now, something I got to throw at both of you, and I was wondering, how did you feel about somewhat of a spoiler, but it doesn't ruin the movie for you, for anyone watching this, but the message from his parents and how it was used against Superman, and there's no way that that they made it seem like 100% that it wasn't ambiguous. Corrupted message.
Yeah, the message is ambiguous. It's like parts of it sounds mostly like something his parents would say.
Right.
But considering like where it teeters off and becomes like conquer them, rule over them, have your harem, that's when it starts to teeter into maybe they're on some Viltrumite time, or this is Lex dicking around with the dialogue, because we can translate it. Mr. Terrific, who stole the show from me, in my opinion, he was my favorite guy. Mr. Terrific was like, telling everybody, this is why you don't open singularities to begin with, you idiots. But he's up in there saying, no, it's an accurate translation, but then that still leaves a measure of doubt to where, okay, it could be an accurate translation, but he could be arranging the words in a certain way. If we have a translation of it, Lex does too, which means he could have put whatever he wanted in. He could have made that thing say whatever it wanted to say at that point. After, why am I not remembering her name? The engineer?
Yeah, which she didn't have a name. It was just the engineer.
The engineer. Yeah, I don't even know if she had a name, but they called her the engineer in the movie. But it's like how it kind of, they didn't really explain the parameters of how she was able to do that or how she got down. But I'm okay with that. Right. I'm okay with it. Again, it falls into the wheelhouse of James Gunn stuff where you're dealing with superheroes and the superhuman and all that stuff. That worked. But it was effective in showing that whole weaponizing the masses against Superman thing, which to me was pretty unique. Or maybe not unique, because people being scared of Superman is nothing new. Right. But it's the idea that we got the visceral, emotional reaction from Superman to where you see, wow, if enough people are disliking him in the comments, he'll actually feel bummed about it. Right. Which a lot of younger people can get along with, since that's their god in many cases these days.
Right.
So the algorithms, the comments, the people, their perception of you will affect you depending on what day it is.
Right. And how easy they are to be swayed, too.
Very easy. People, you can have the people one day and then lose them the next, is what the entire movie does between that transition from Superman being the heel to Lex Luthor being the heel by the end. That's showing how public perception can itself be like a tool. So that I thought was cool.
Corey, let me ask you this. What do you think about the casting?
I wasn't a fan of it. The only person I did like, well, two, I like Mr. Terrific and I like Lex. Everyone else was, I don't know, like if I felt like it could have been better. And that's the one element of the film I didn't like this pop punk rock Superman. That was weird for me. But I think it was decent for what it was.
I'm on the opposite boat. I thought the casting, for the most part, the casting in this rocked. They even, so far as Seven, prepare yourself. I liked Lois Lane in this one.
Whoa! We need some fire for this one, because I didn't expect this. Hold on! Don't say nothing. I need explosions.
I like this Lois Lane. I
didn't. I really didn't.
You know me, Seven. I can't stand Lois Lane. I think just on paper she's just crap. But like this one, the way my mom, the other mom, the white one, she told me that she's from this show called Miss Maisel. Didn't know thing one of it. Hadn't seen her in anything. Oh, okay. Yeah, that one. It's my all the. It's like on Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yeah. Grandmother loved it. Stepmom loved it. I think the bio mom might like it as well. But like, I didn't know her from anything, and I saw her in this. I'm like, great, we're gonna deal with Lois's ass again. But she was actually cool. She it's the characterization. It's in the characterization. It's also her acting style. Mm-hmm. She doesn't come off as condescending. She doesn't come off as a jerk. Mm-hmm. She actually, they fixed the thing to where she knows that Clark is Superman already. So you don't have to do that stupid thing of why she's such an idiot, but a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist that she doesn't know that Clark without his glasses is Kal-El. But they fixed that. There are already things. They gotta have the romance crap in it. It works for what it is. She asks him hard questions as Clark and Superman. Not being a dick, he just, it's like, bro, you have to understand that you as a superhuman, when you get involved in geopolitical politics, there's going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be, like, perception will shift, and you'll make people feel kind of weird depending on what you do and how you move out here. And Superman, this is why I like his Superman, he's probably one of the more human and, like, personable Superman that we've ever faced.
Yeah,
100%. Henry Cavill, though I love him as Superman, his Clark Kent doesn't really exist. He doesn't really have a Clark Kent.
Neither does this one. There's only one scene in the whole movie that you see Clark Kent in. That you can see in this one. So
that's not true. There's multiple ways. He's basically the same guy with Lois. He's in the office multiple times, I think.
No, it's only one. It's one. So there's one. It was continuation from when he was in the office and right back into the apartment. That's the one scene that you see Clark Kent in. Everything else was all Superman.
I'll check it again. And
I'm telling you, like for a fact, I was paying attention to it because Seven and I talk about this all the time. It's easy to be the person in the costume. It's hard to be the real life persona. We talk about this with Batman and Bruce Wayne. Like, it's easy to be a Batman. It's hard to be Bruce Wayne. It's easy to be Superman. It's really hard to be Clark Kent. And they didn't really go into the Clark Kent mode on this one. That's why I said it was mostly Lex against Superman. You only have one scene with Clark. Everything else is Superman.
There's scenes of him at the Daily Planet. There's scenes of him at the farm with his parents. There's scenes of him hanging out with Lois.
He was Superman.
Well, I'll tell you, the scenes with his... I could see... Well, see, this is the first time I just thought of this. This is amazing because we never really talked about this during the show. To play Superman, you really need to have acting chops to play three people. This alien figure that people could see.
It's three.
Technically three because he's like trying to be Clark Kent. He's trying to blend in and do that whole thing. When you're saving people and you want to be noble and because like it's like when you go to work, whether you're supposed to be a fireman or police officer, something like that. Once you put on that uniform, you got to represent a lot and do a lot of things. But then there's that third character where he is truly himself, dealing with, did I make the right decisions? Talking with Lois, which I thought was great. The scenes with his parents, I thought that was great. Because no one's really developed his parents in a film.
His dad usually dies.
You didn't really stay on the Kents. You didn't really stay on them. They stayed on him for a few minutes in this one, which I also appreciated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They made his mom sound a little too hokey for me. I don't know what all that extra.
That was great. She's a Midwest mom. She's supposed to be like that.
Midwest, they're not backwoods, Corey.
Western back.
Shots fired.
Like Boomhauer's mom, bro. She sounded like Boomhauer's mom. But at any rate, it was I've always looked at it as two characters that have a weird middle point. He'll vacillate between one or the other depending on which situation it is. Right. If he's saving a bunch of people that don't know who he is, he's strictly Superman the hero. If he's with the people at the office at the Daily Planet, he's full on Clark Kent goof troop clown mode.
Right.
If he's with people like Lois or his parents, it's Cal. So technically, I see what you're saying. It's three characters, but it's just the one guy that vacillates. Almost get this because we're black men. He's code switching. Right. Depending on the situation, Superman will code switch. Right. And I think that they did a good job of having him vacillate between those. For me, I'm going to throw it out there. This might be a controversial take. when it comes to vacillating between those three personas, or that kind of like spectrum, this guy did it kind of better than most of the others. Henry Cavill didn't do it.
No,
Christopher Reeves, he was a good Clark Kent, but his Superman's kind of whatever by comparison. I'm sorry. Because he was a great Clark Kent, that kind of bumbling, slapsticky. Gee, gosh, golly, look. That's Chris.
And to be fair, Drew, before we get the hate, to be fair, the template started with him.
It started with him. Yeah, I can't take that away from him, no matter if I want.
So you could always build, but he's the foundation.
But even still, I'll throw in one more to the mix because we always forget him. George Reeves, the guy that played him in the old one.
Right.
His Superman was the framework, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Reeves didn't make it big until the 78, 79 movie. True.
Right.
So it's like they did. So all that said to say, because I know I'm shopping too much. I think that I give Gunn credit for the Superman because it was a good amalgam of all these different eras of Superman that we got, and the actor that played him, as you just said, you're effectively doing 3 different characters depending on what scene it is. Right. I think when it came to seeing him vacillate between those guys, those personages, those personas, he did a great job. They gave him more to work with, and I think he did a great job for what it was. And then to be backed by a great Lex Luthor, because he was. Nick Holt crushed this, bro.
Yeah, he crushed it.
This is my default Lex Luthor. When you get a good to great Lex Luthor, you get that. You finally have good conflict. It's not them punching each other. It's not them throwing each other through bunches of buildings. You have genuine intellectual, interpersonal, ideological conflict.
And to be fair on his performance, we've seen that Lex Luthor in plenty animations. We just never seen it in a film.
Live action. There's been good animated Lex Luthors.
Right.
Live action. Gene Hackman. He was suave, but he was goofy.
Right.
Yeah. She had the charm.
Right.
You're gonna do what to coffee? What about real estate?
Right.
Right. You're gonna do what to the thing? But you're Miss fine ass Miss Tessmacher, and you're sitting up there and living in like a subway, talking about coffee grounds and stuff.
Right.
Whack villain.
You did say something really interesting. This is actually one of my favorites, Lois Lane's, because
he does stuff.
Well, we get a feeling that she's actually a reporter, a journalist. Let's say she's actually a journalist, right? You don't really get that feel a lot. Like, we know what she does, but, you felt that she was intelligent. She knew how to push back, right?
She wasn't a meek little dainty thing. She asked poignant questions. As a reporter, as a journalist, she asked Clark some hard questions. That's why they get into a fight.
Right.
And that's like, dude, I'm not doing this to be a dick. I'm asking you. I'm going to be other people that you and I don't know are going to ask you worse. Right. They're going to come at you worse is what that conversation was.
And guys, I might be wrong for this, but please tell me. She's kind of regular. And I like that.
Define regular. What do you mean? You say regular.
Well, because she was they just didn't pick some random model that couldn't act to play Lois Lane.
Well, the girl that plays her, I don't know what her name is. I know that Miss Maisel. She ain't ugly. I mean, she's not.
No, she's not.
She's
Rachel Brosnahan.
Yeah, that ain't it. When it came to, I guess, her being personable, that ain't regular because most girls aren't personable. I don't know why
they're coming for you. You said it. Nah.
They were always coming for me. It doesn't matter. But so when it comes to like portraying her as the every girl, no, because she's actually nice. And then when it comes to like doing all the kind of Superman-esque girlfriend stuff, she plays her position, bro. I can't fight. I don't got powers, but I can find Mr. Terrific in the Green Lantern Squad. I can find Hot Girl and ride the ship to where we can come in and throw some backup into the mix.
Yeah, I love it.
Win.
You know what?
Move.
Maybe the word that you used before is actually more appropriate. Personable.
Personable. Yeah. She's definitely, which is, I think that might have been the secret ingredient that we need. You need to make Lois Lane personable. Stop bragging about your Pulitzer Prize winning crap that you probably didn't earn in the other versions. I'm sorry, bro. She can't, in some iterations of Lois Lane, she can't even spell. Her grammar's trash. Perry White's always saying you spelled this wrong. You didn't. Annihilate doesn't have 3 N's, Lois. Like all that dumb stuff that I'm like, how did you get there? Without me being too much of a jerk and assuming how you got to your station, how did you get there?
Right.
So this Lois, she's not those things. She's personable. She's actually likable. She's intelligent.
Right.
She's capable of like doing just like not superhuman stuff, but she's good support character stuff.
Right.
You know, and that was a win for me, bro. I'm sorry. I say what you will. It wasn't perfect. It's not a perfect Superman movie, but I think it rocked him for what it was going for.
Yeah.
So as you guys are explaining it, I kind of do see what you mean, and I will give it a little more credit than I did before of having all of these actors look more like regular people, more everyday people. Because I was just thinking about Wendell Pierce as the chief, and then the guy who played Jimmy. I thought they were cast very well, but then looking at it as a whole, I think casting was pretty good.
How do you guys feel about Metamorpho being in the film?
I know he Metamorpho. Okay, this ties into more of the James Gunn isms. Okay. We know nothing about this character. Anyone who walked in, never seeing a DC movie, will be like, "Who the hell is that?" And then he's gone. Corey, to your point, characters kind of just being there to serve as props. They're not really there to be developed. They're more to be a prop. That will affect your liking of the movie. It feels incomplete. It feels unrefined and unfinished when you have these characters that are people, but they kind of more serve as a prop. Gunn will do that. So Metamorpho being walking kryptonite effectively in this one. He's a person. He's got his kid Joey, who's kind of cute. The little mutant baby thing with the big old head. It's like you humanize him there. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, he's a free floating thing in this James Gunn universe to where he could be a character, but he also could be a MacGuffin moving forward.
Well, they did recruit him in the Justice Gang at the end, so
all he had to do was compliment that terrible haircut that Nathan Fillion had, that Guy Gardner had. That bowl cut.
That was terrible. At first, I thought it was like one of the Wilson brothers. I was like, what?
Oh, word? Yeah, he does kind of have that Owen Wilson look to it. Yeah.
So before we go, what are your predictions in reference to the Justice Gang that will hopefully at some point become the Justice League? Because at the end of the movie, they also threw us
a little teaser for what might be coming next.
What be coming next? Yeah.
Yeah, Corey, you hit it first.
What exactly do you mean? Like, are we anticipating it? Are we excited for it? Like, what do you mean?
I mean, he's obviously building up towards the Justice League at some point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we already see him passing the baton to the potential next movie. If not next one, the one after next. So, any predictions of what the Justice League might look like? And is this going to be maybe even larger than the Thanos situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, will DC really do it?
I just want to see who's going to be Marvin the Martian.
That's it.
Or Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter, yeah.
Martian Manhunter.
Alluding to the Marvin Martian movie would be the joint, but
that's pretty much it.
Martian Manhunter, that could be a good one.
Okay.
So far, because he could kind of go anywhere with these. We know that it occupies the same kind of neighborhood as Peacemaker, which then means that, all right, so all the other weird, spacey stuff that he has pre-established, it's going to come back.
Once I saw General Flag, I was like, yeah, they're going to make cameos already.
That's another example, because General Flag, Senior, he's there, but he does nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. He just, like, he's background. He's a background character who just kind of exposits at times, and that's it. So with the ending,
do you want to continue part 2 with the Superman talk? Let's do that. All right, folks. If you're watching us on cable, thank you. You just wait till next week. Otherwise, if you're on YouTube or social media, click the next video.